Hi, everybody. It's Larry again. And I have some things I want to say about our country. I love our country. I'm American, born and raised. I never got to fight for this country because, unfortunately, I was put in a situation where I never got to. I have two bad knees and a bad back. And don't think I'm saying this because I didn't want to. I am disabled at this point, had brain surgeries, and I'm fighting for my disability because of a lot of things going on in this country where they don't have money to pay. I worked my whole life since I'm 10 years old. I've always earned my own way. And me even trying to get disability hurts me. It hurts me a lot. I'm in a situation where I'm in the middle of a divorce. I still have brain damage from all my surgeries. I'm having seizures. I'm on 3 different seizure medications right now. I am not in great health, but I have a lot of things I want to say to our country. Our misconception of things that are going on here is disgusting. I love every human being on this planet. But if you're having problems within your country, you should handle it within your country. Our soldiers are not for you. They're for us. Our soldiers are the most impressive people I've ever met on this planet, just like our law enforcement and everything else. And honestly, training needs to be proper for our law enforcement because I believe that a lot of the reason why law enforcement has problems in bad neighborhoods is because they never lived there. And they don't understand the culture of poor people. A lot of them they change law enforcement rules to the fact where they have to go to college and stuff. And honestly, I think they need to learn the streets better so that when they are in bad neighborhoods, they understand the hood as opposed to they got a college degree and some professor who never lived in the hood is showing them the hood. And that makes no sense, man. Their training should be more along the lines of understanding the people walking the street without a gun. Maybe walking in plain clothes and just introducing themselves to people, not even as cops, just walking around and getting used to the neighborhood as they're training. So they see how the neighborhood runs, even before they're cops. So they understand the culture, as opposed to thinking everybody there is bad. I've been around many different kinds of neighborhoods. As a kid, I hung out in bad neighborhoods because I was avoiding a lot of my family issues. I had a rough childhood in some ways. Me and my father didn't get along. My father used to hit me because I have a very educated sense of mind. And when my father was out of line, I would say it to him instead of shutting my mouth, which I probably should have. It was his home. He was a good man, but the man's been shot. He was also beaten as a child. And I don't blame him for all of it. That's why I still love him till the day he died in December. People don't understand. My father was 69 years old. He's not from our generation. Including my kids never understood the way he talked. And we have to understand different generations have different views of things. I'm 42 years old. My kids are 22, which is my stepdaughter, who I inherited through her mother. I took them on when I was not even with my soon-to-be ex-wife because I had a rough childhood and I didn't want that kid to have a bad childhood. I knew her father since I'm a kid. I have a scar right here on my eye from when he hit me with a shovel. Me and him were best friends growing up. He had it rough too. And I knew because he had it rough, he would never do the right thing. And I love John to this day. I talk to his mom on text once in a while just to see if she's okay. She lost her younger son, Anthony, who I knew since he was a baby. And I love him, and I hope God took him and held him up. Because Anthony always had it rough, too. Sorry that the light's in my eyes in a weird way. But life is not easy for everybody. And I understand that a lot of people that are protesting have reasons to protest. And they're beautiful. And that's part of our country's layout. Things are going on in this country where we're changing what we call things and trying to make them proper when they're not. If you're not following the laws that are written, you should be arrested. Until the laws are changed because you vote properly and get the laws changed, you're not doing anything besides running your mouth. And people need to understand that, especially the youth of America. The same politicians are in government that have been for years. Until everybody puts their foot down and says enough's enough, it's always going to be this way. Calling people migrant workers, or instead of calling them illegal immigrants, calling them something else. The truth is this: if you're not here legally, you should go back to your country. And it's no disrespect to you. I believe you're a human being. You're okay. I have nothing but love for you. But you have a country. And if you don't like how it's going in your country, do what we did here and take it over. Get a bunch of people together and handle your business. Not come here and want to change everything here to your country's satisfaction. The whole idea of this country was always wrong is disgusting to me also. Yes, this country had slavery, but so did a lot of countries in this world. I'm Irish, Sicilian, and German. I also have other countries within my blood. Irish people were slaves by England, just like black people were slaves by England in America. Also, a lot of the southern countries in this world, especially our side of the world, were slaves by Spain. That's why you have Spanish, Hispanic Americans down south, was because that's where Spain took over. The true Spain is actually European, and they're white. They're just like Italians. They just happen to speak Spanish, which is as close to Italian as you could get. So the difference between us and Spaniards are basically nothing. The whole idea that they're separating us through our languages and our cultures is disgusting to me. They want to keep us separate so that we don't vote together and put people in government that handle their business in a proper way. We can't keep changing the laws every time something happens in this country. I understand it's your family that fell to it, and that's sad. But the laws have to be written more simple so people understand what they are. The laws changed so much so they could keep throwing people in jail. Jail is a moneymaker. There are too many people in it. Violent criminals should be in jail. People who are selling drugs that are illegal, that kill people, should be in jail. I'm not talking about your guy who sold pot and got caught. You know what? He should do his time. Back in the day when it was illegal. Because it was illegal. If you guys want it legal, vote people in who want it legal. The whole idea of separation of religion and state, I agree with. I am a Christian. My Christian values are mine. We got to stop letting lobbyists run our government. And that's the problem we have here. There's too much of us allowing lobbyists to run the government. Cry to them, pay them, give them extra funds and everything else. Stuff their pockets so that they could take over our country. Enough's enough, guys. As people, we have to start looking at other people. I love everybody. But if you're not here the right way, you know what? That has to change. Go back to where you came from as a respect and handle your business properly. We can't overstuff the country with people who just don't like their country. We didn't like our country either when it had slavery and we started a war and stopped the slavery. The North didn't like what the South was doing and it ended it. That wasn't just the people down south that were slaves that didn't like it. There was white people that didn't like it either. And they stopped it with the black people that didn't like it. White people aren't all bad. And the whole idea that white people are racist and they held us back and all that nonsense, that's garbage. I watched things when I was a kid where I got jumped by the opposite cultures of mine because I'm white. A lot of white people don't experience that. And I never cared because I just saw it as ignorant people jumping me because they know they could get away with it. I never saw it as a race thing. I saw it as just stupid kids being stupid kids. Just like some cops that were in neighborhoods they never experienced, seeing a dude running around and he's waving his hands, they get nervous because they don't understand when you're in that culture, you're nervous when you see a cop because that's how you're taught. Cops need to have a degree of above us. People that think they should be on the same level as us are ridiculous. They're like the parents of your neighborhood. They're keeping it in control. Kids that are running around thinking their parents shouldn't have no authority over them are ridiculous. The whole idea of your parents raising you, but they're on the same level as you. How are you going to learn how to be an adult if you're not listening to adults? This whole idea of one person's bad, one person's good, when everybody has their way, instead of learning from both sides and finding your own way, is ridiculous. Enough's enough, guys. We have to find our culture and become a melting pot again throughout the whole country. I'm a New Yorker originally, and I learned about other people because I looked at New York as a melting pot. When I went to different schools, I did get thrown out of high school at one point because I got caught with a weapon. Because I was nervous. Some kid had a weapon. He told me he was going to stab somebody. I took it from him, and I held it on me. I was going to give it back to him at the end of the day. I got caught with it and got thrown out of my school and put in another school. But at the same time, I never stabbed anybody with it. I was not trying to hurt nobody. I was actually trying to help people and got thrown out of my school. The only time I fought when I was a kid was to help other people, and I was more than capable. I took beatings at times because I didn't want to fight back. Because even though I was capable, I was wrong. There's things in life that you do that you have to remember later on and understand that you're not a perfect man. I am not, by far, a perfect man. And my honesty is disgustingly brutal. If I make a mistake, I tell people I made a mistake. There's no lies. There's no deception. There's no nothing. I fucked up. And I'm sorry. And then I keep moving. Holding people's mistakes against them is inhuman. People can't do that to people. We're human. But if you get locked up, and you do your time, and it's not a violent crime where we have to worry about you hurting people, your record should be expunged when you're done with your time so you could get a job. I don't understand how we handle our systems. If you're a rapist, yes, that should stay on your record. If you killed people, yes. If you're violent and somebody could actually get hurt, it should stay on your record. Some laws have to be put over the whole country because they're too confusing. Everybody keep going back to old stuff like abortion and stuff like that is ridiculous. This has been decided many years ago. And I don't believe in abortion on my own side. But at the same time, that's because of my religion. So I shouldn't have a right to change that for other people. I don't believe in it. So I could always tell people, oh, this is my belief. Maybe you should think about it. And that should be it. The idea of them keep trying to change laws that were established years ago, that makes sense. Your body, your choice, that makes sense. I believe that they're living from the minute they're conceived. But you know what? They have to live with the guilt of what they did. Not me. And it's not my job to judge. If you're a true Christian and you read the Bible from cover to cover, you understand. Jesus didn't judge those who made mistakes. He tried to guide them. And that's what we're supposed to do as Christians. not judge people. And when people read the book and they turn it into their interpretation of BS, it's kind of annoying to me. And we're sitting there trying to change it to our concepts. It's really annoying to me. And a lot of people within my churches that I've gone to over my lifetime don't see it my way. And I don't care. A Bible has its own interpretation. It was written by men who watched Jesus. Jesus didn't write the Bible himself. These were the men who he took with him to write it for him. So guys, just understand there's going to be interpretations of it because it was written by men who we call saints. I don't believe in saints. I believe in God and Jesus. And even if you happen to be Jewish, Jesus was one of the greatest rabbis ever alive. He taught not greed, but love. He taught to turn the other cheek so you could think about it before you do it. It wasn't to just take your beatings. It was to think before you do. That's the power of Christ that people don't understand. You can simplify it, and it's a beautiful thing. You don't have to judge people for what they've done. I understand people need to be protected. I have not even raised my hands to defend myself since I'm 19 years old. I'm 42. I stopped being a kid when a kid moved in with me. I've been hit more than once. I've had people try to fight me more than once. And I walked away. Because I could. I turned my other cheek. Because that's what I believe in. And I'm more than capable. People in this world need to start forgiving other people. If there's wars in other countries, they need to handle it themselves. If they can't handle it, unfortunately, within our grasp, we have to understand that we can't keep defending other people when we're having problems with money here. We're not everybody else's bitch. And if they do want our services, they should pay for them. It's that simple. They want to use our soldiers. Our soldiers should be able to volunteer to go, as opposed to us forcing them to go. So whatever soldiers want to go, those should be the ones that go. Whatever soldiers don't want to go, they should be defending our country, our borders, and everything else. A country needs borders. Otherwise, it's not a country. It's just empty land. And those people that don't understand that, if things go bad because we just keep letting people walk in here, you're going to regret it. And this is just honesty and just thoughts that I'm having. Because you got to look at the big picture, not just the tiny picture of you feel bad for people. You can't. If they're in danger in their country, they need to fight back. We did. I understand it's new times, bigger weapons, whatever. Well, you should have fought back before that happened. This has been going on for hundreds of years. You guys want to take blame because drugs got shipped from those countries and we used them, this and that. Yo, first of all, if the borders were guarded properly, those drugs wouldn't have gotten here. You got to look at both sides of the story. Improperly guarded borders are the reason those drugs got here. And those drug cartels wouldn't exist if those borders were handled properly and more people were arrested as they came over here and then put back where they were. We can't just leave a free-flowing environment in our country. People are going to get hurt. We have homeless people in this country that have been homeless for a long time, and we didn't build them homes. We had empty military bases that we closed. We could have put these homeless people in. And even left military people there to guard them. And maybe put some psychiatry people there to talk to them. To try to figure out why they're homeless. Maybe some of them have mental problems that need help. Maybe we put a rehab there to try to help them get off drugs. separated since it's a military base. I know there's one in Jersey that they closed down. I know there's one in New York they closed down that they're now building for illegals. Why didn't they build them for the homeless? It makes no sense. I'm literally disabled. I have seizures every once in a while. I could prove it with my medical records. Some days I can't even drive to go to work if I wanted to. I tried to work after my brain surgeries. I got a concussion my second day. I came home shaking every day, and everybody thought it was because I was mad at them, and I wasn't. I was just feeling like garbage. And my whole family left me because I didn't feel good, and I didn't want to talk to anybody, and they took that as I didn't love them. And I still love them to this day. I'm hurt by them, don't get me wrong. A lot of things were done to me after they left that I find very upsetting. Especially when I gave them space. And I was dragged in court for restraining orders when I never went near them. I just asked questions through text. And nothing mean. It was basically, how could I see my kids? Text to my kids that I love them, what's going on? I might have wrote it in the wrong context, but it was never F you or anything like that. It was, why does your mom hate me? Because I still loved her. And I still do in some ways. Because I'm stupid. I'm a man who believes marriage is forever. And I'm saying this out loud because I'm a Christian, and that's what I've always believed. Even though I got married for the wrong reasons, I still was willing to work through that. My divorce is coming soon, and I'm okay with that. I'll never hurt a human being unless they're going to kill me. I'm saying this out loud because I don't want anybody to look at me as a bad person, because I'm not. Everybody keeps running around saying I'm insane, but I'm not. I love everything that walks this planet. I love animals. I love people. Even bad people. Sometimes they just need guidance and love and respect. That's all I needed when I was sick. I didn't get any of it. I'm sitting here waiting for disability now since June, and I'm truly disabled. I'm living on selling my own stuff. My bill's going awry. Probably going to lose my home soon that I earned through all these years I worked. Even though I can't work to get myself a new home one day. I'm going to have to live in a way that I didn't earn. Not because I didn't bust my ass till I'm 41 years old. And I don't find that fair when the other side could work. As of now. And there's been a lot of weird things done to me to where I hide in my house because I'm scared I'm going to get another restraining order, which I never earned in the first place. Just asked questions. And asking questions about your vehicles, asking questions about your kids is not threatening. It's just a man trying to get on his feet so he can keep moving. And if the law doesn't see it that way, then there's something wrong with the law. Everybody should have equal rights, and in some ways they don't. And that's where the politics need to change in this world. I understand things happened in the past. Guys, the past is the past. We got to start looking forward and fixing things. I would love to be a politician, but nobody's going to stand behind me. I would love to just speak for the people and stand up like a man and listen to everybody's view and try to find a center. I'm a natural Republican, but at the same time, there's a lot of Democrat things I see that I think are respectable. It's just we're letting these older politicians stay in office and run things in their way so they can make their dough. You know, even Congress and Senate need to start having a length of time where they can't run again so we could keep changing people in there. The same garbage is in there that's been in there since I was a kid. And that's a problem. We need new faces in there so they can see what's been going on outside of there. not just sit in Washington and not see the outside world, so we could change the laws accordingly. There's a lot of things that are going on where we have people that aren't in the bad neighborhoods, in the good neighborhoods. And a lot of those people are very educated and had great educations. And you don't have the people in the lower standards running. But now we have stuff like this where they could show their views and properly, as opposed to having to have people pay for their advertisements and finance them. If you have to take a Greyhound to your political crap, who cares? It's enough. Enough's enough. Guys, if you're going to get into politics, I doubt I'll ever be allowed to. I don't have a criminal record, but they're going to say I have brain damage like the president, which I do. You know, I am on antidepressants, which I'll admit, but it's only because of my seizure medication. I do control myself very well. Considering everything I've been through in the last year, I keep my mind straight. Haven't done nothing illegal. Trust me. The thoughts have been there, but I'll never do it. Because I'm not going to jail for nobody. I follow the law. I refuse to break the law because that's what being a person is. Showing respect for the law and trying to stay on your feet. Enough's enough, guys. Everybody needs to find a way where they can respect themselves and other people. Love everybody, regardless of what they did to you. Try to be respectful. Hold doors for people. It's old school. But it's just a little bit of respect, and people start appreciating you. Always say thank you. I know it sounds simple, but it's respectable. Even if you're poor, even if you're broke, even if you had the hardest life in the world, show respect to other people. So they show you respect. Show love. Love will cure a lot of stuff, guys. I still love every human being on this earth, even the ones who hurt me. And it makes life a lot easier for you. And that's me being honest. People don't like that I say the truth, because I will tell the truth whether it hurts people or not. Because the truth's all that matters. People want to lie, let them lie. But I will speak the truth, whether it hurts their feelings or not. Because people that lie always complain that you told the truth. Stay honest with yourself. Stay honest with people. It's the only thing that will save you in the end. God bless everybody. I hope you understand what I'm saying. We need to start loving each other again. But at the same time, we need to start following stuff properly. We can't just keep giving up in this country and just saying, oh, it's okay. I feel bad for these. There has to be a standard we stand on so that this country don't just bleed to death little by little. I know it's sad what we see in other countries, but we have to kind of surround ourselves and get ourselves back together so we start getting along properly and become a melting pot. Everybody has their different cultures. That was the beauty of this country. And we need to realize that again. We got to stop saying we're Italian Americans, we're this American, we're that American, and just become Americans. And love each other again. Forget the past a little bit. A lot of that stuff is over. A lot of us people didn't live it. Our ancestors lived it so we can move on. They're all rolling around in their graves right now because of how we act. Holding on to what they suffered with. So that we can use it as a tool to get shit. Guys, I love you. I hope you think deep about this. If you don't agree with me, I understand. I'm not perfect. It's just a thought process I have, and I want everybody to think about it. God bless everybody. Have a great day. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's not in hate. I just want people to think. God bless you.